Welcome to Daily Conversation. This is Mr. K.
This is Eric.
Yeah, today is the 9th of October 2021 and the time now is 6:17 a.m. Well, today is a reading session and we are going to read the book Eat to Beat Disease. Alright, so before we get started, please click the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Alright, so here we go.
In both rumor, rheumatoid arthritis and osteoarthritis, inflammation in the joint leads to new blood vessels that release destructive enzymes. These enzymes destroy your cartilage, which cause crippling joint pain. In psoriasis, a disfiguring skin condition, abnormal angiogenesis under the skin helps grow the patches of red skin flecks that are accompanied by swelling, irritating, itchiness, and pain.
Alzheimer's disease has been discovered to involve excessive and abnormal angiogenesis. In 2003, along with psychiatrist Dr. Anthony Vagnucci, I proposed that abnormalities in brain blood vessels contribute to Alzheimer's disease in a paper that was published in The Lancet. Today, we know that blood vessels in Alzheimer's affected brains are abnormal and do not actually improve blood flow, but instead they release neurotoxins that kill brain cells.
Even obesity has powerful angiogenesis connection. Although obesity is a multifactorial disease, overeating and eating the wrong food generate high level of angiogenesis stimulating growth factors circulating in the blood. Just like tumor, a mass of fat requires new blood vessels to grow and feed fat cells. For all of these health concerns and many others, exciting new angiogenesis targeting drug treatments are showing promising results in the laboratory and in clinical trials.
Pruning away excessive blood vessels is important, but just as important is maintaining the body's capacity to grow an adequate circulatory system to protect organs that need to increase or restore their blood supply. As we age, our circulation often naturally wanes, and this ability needs to be coaxed and boosted to feed and maintain healthy tissues and organs. When compromised, the inability to mount a defensive angiogenic response has dire consequence.
Second line, the
Yeah,
last uh, the, the last vocab in the sentence. This is organ. You pronounce organs.
okay. Organ. Okay, organs.
One such consequence is neuropathy. Neuropathy occurs when the function of your nerve is compromised. This can lead to numbness or pain that range from mild to crippling. Your peripheral nerves are your electrical wire running throughout your body, relaying directions from your brain to your muscles, telling them to contract and relax. The nerves also send sensations from your skin and muscle back to your brain. These electrical cables have their own mini circulatory system called the vagal nerve, which keep blood flowing to nerves. When the vagal nerve goes down, nerves begin to die. The symptoms can range from tingling and unbearable pain to complete numbness of the hands, legs, and feet.
People with diabetes can develop a compromised nerve blood supply, especially if their blood sugar is not well managed. Diabetes also slows down angiogenesis, which damages nerves. Researchers have been working on new ways to improve nerve blood flow using therapeutic angiogenesis. In the lab, researchers inject the muscles of diabetic animals with the gene for angiogenic protein (VEGF), vascular endothelial growth factor, and find they can increase blood flow to the nerves and restore their function close to normal levels. Another common cause for peripheral neuropathy is cancer chemotherapy, which not only kills cancer cells but can be highly toxic to nerves and destroy their mini circulatory system. In the lab, gene therapy using VEGF completely protects the nerves and their blood supply against loss of function.
When your angiogenesis defenses are crippled, many other diseases can can intrude on your life. Chronic wounds are another example. While normal wounds heal in under a week's time, chronic wounds are slow to heal or don't heal at all. These open sores become infected, gangrenous, and often lead to the need to amputate and infected limb and infected lung. This affects more than 8 million people in the United States alone. Specifically, striking people with diabetes, atheros- ather- atherosclerosis, or malfunctioning valves in their leg veins, or those who are confined to beds or use a wheelchair, is a silent and deadly epidemic with a moderate with a mortality rate greater than breast and colon cancer. If you have a chronic wound, one of the primary goals of your doctor should be to jumpstart angiogenesis to improve blood flow and speed up healing. This can be done with a variety of medical devices and other techniques, including diet. We'll talk about angiogenesis stimulating foods in chapter 6.
Your heart and brain also rely on the angiogenesis defense system to respond whenever there is any threat to their own circulation. Restoring blood flow quickly to these organs is literally a matter of life and death. When they are blockaged to their blood vessels, which happens with athero, athero, atherosclerosis, your defense system will kick into gear and grow new blood vessels to help form a natural bypass around the blocked channel. Natural bypasses, called collateral vessels, form when blockages occur slowly with gradual narrowing of the coronary vessels or carotid arteries. People can live for years or decades with their coronary heart disease or carotid disease if their angiogenesis defense system does its jobs. Even in the case of sudden blockages, such as happens with a heart attack or an ischemic stroke, if the patient survives, the angiogenesis defense will kick in to form natural bypasses.
The fault line third word. This
Okay.
is pronounced atherosclerosis.
Atherosclerosis.
Sclerosis.
Sclerosis.
Yeah, uh the if you can look at the phonetic symbol. So this is for the for the third pronunciation part, SKL. Yeah, so sclerosis.
Sclerosis. Okay. Sclerosis.
This defense happens slowly if a patient has a conditions that stymies angiogenesis, such as diabetes or hypercholesterolemia, or is a smoker, or is elderly. Clinical trials for therapies that stimulate angiogenesis in the heart or brain has shown it's possible to deliver new therapies to speed this process. But these are still in experimental stages and years away from being used to treat patients. In part 2, I'm going to tell you about foods that you can use at home to aid cardiovascular angiogenesis and healing.
Food and angiogenesis. Clearly, a fully functioning angiogenesis defense system protects us against many diseases. Your health depends on a normal balance of circulatory system without excessive or insufficient blood vessels in your organs. When this balance is upset, your body needs help. Researchers at biopharmaceutical and medical device companies are racing to develop new life, limb, and vision-saving treatments. But creating a new therapy can take a decade or more, cost more than 1 billion, and even if successful may not be accessible to everyone who needs it due to the cost and availabilities. Even more, these drugs and devices are intended for disease treatment, not prevention.
Your diet can be used for disease prevention as well as to help aid treatment. Research being conducted from all corners of the world is revealing that specific food and beverages, including many that we recognize and enjoy, can boost your angiogenesis defenses on both sides of the equation. Even the way you prepare and combine food ingredients can influence angiogenesis. This brings an entirely new perspective to how to think about which foods you eat and how to eat them. And it opens new doors if you want to increase your odds for preventing diseases influenced by angiogenesis. If you are currently battling an angiogenesis-dependent condition, choosing the right foods may help you control or even beat that disease.
There's mounting evidence for the power of this approach. People in Asia who consume lots of soy, vegetables, and tea in their diet have significantly lower risk for developing breast and other cancers. In Japan, there are more than 69,000 people who are older than 100 years of age. China also has a rising population of centenarians. My great-uncle, who lived to a healthy 104, resides in the town of Changshu, outside of Shanghai, at the base of the Yushan Mountain, where green tea is grown. The vibrant centenarians of Icaria, Greece, and in central Sardinia eat the Mediterranean diet, which is chock full of angiogenesis defense boosting ingredients and not strictly vegan. Understanding that angiogenesis is one of your key health defense system is key to unlocking new secrets for long-lasting health inside your body and outside of the healthcare system.
The sixth line,
Yeah.
the first vocab is pronounced resided, and you pronounce reside.
Resided.
And
resided.
you check the pronunciation.
Is it resided?
Check the pronunciation.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute.
Resided.
Yeah, so it's resided.
Yeah, resided. The ninth line and the last word is strictly, and you pronounce strictly. I didn't I couldn't hear the k sound. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Strictly. Okay.
And the same line, last second vocab is it pronounced vegan? You pronounce vegans.
Oh, okay. Vegan.
Conditions where angiogenesis defenses are breached. Excessive angiogenesis, age-related macular degeneration. Insufficient angiogenesis, alopecia. Excessive angiogenesis, Alzheimer's disease. Insufficient angiogenesis, diabetic foot ulcers. Excessive angiogenesis, brain cancer. Insufficient angiogenesis, erectile dysfunctions. Excessive angiogenesis, breast cancer. Insufficient angiogenesis, ischemic heart disease. Excessive angiogenesis, cervical cancer. Insufficient angiogenesis, heart failure. Excessive angiogenesis, colorectal colorectal cancer. Insufficient angiogenesis, neuropathy. Excessive angiogenesis, diabetics, related vision loss.
In insufficient angiogenesis, peripheral art, 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 arterial disease, excessive angiogenesis, endometriosis, insufficient angiogenesis, peripheral neuropathy, excessive angiogenesis, kidney cancer, insufficient angiogenesis, pressure ulcers, excessive angiogenesis, leukemia, insufficient angiogenesis, venous leg ulcers, excessive angiogenesis, liver cancer, excessive angiogenesis, lung cancer, excessive angiogenesis, lymphoma, excessive angiogenesis, multiple myeloma, excessive angiogenesis, obesity, excessive angiogenesis, ovarian cancer, excessive angiogenesis, prostate cancer, excessive angiogenesis, psoriasis, excessive angiogenesis, rheumatoid arthritis, excessive angiogenesis, thyroid cancer.
Chapter 2, regeneration. If angiogenesis grow new blood vessels to feed your organs, as health depends what grows and maintains the organs. The answers stem cells. Stem cells are so vital to your health that if they suddenly stop working, you'd be died in a week. From the time you were conceived, stem cells have played a key role in generating and maintaining your your body and health. We are literally made from stem cells. Around 5 days after your father's sperm met your mother's egg, you started life as a small ball of roughly 50 to 100 em- embryonic stem cells (ESC) in the womb. The remarkable thing about these stem cells is they are pluripotent, meaning they can form any cells or tissues in the body, from muscle to nerve to skin to brain to eyes to eyeball. As you quote unquote the em, the, emb- the embryo mature over 12 weeks into you quote unquote the fetus. All your basic organs were created from stem cells that morph into more specialized cells to perform the functions of each organ. Soon, your, your specialized organs cells began to outnumber the unspecialized stem cells as your body was built.
Okay, second line, the fourth words, the second words from behind. I think this is pronounced as stem cells.
Okay. Stem cell.
And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, the seventh line, which is the six words from behind. This is embryonic, and then you pronounce as embryonic.
Em embryonic.
Yeah. Stem cells in the fetus not only build the organisms, but also provide health defense. Even for the mother, scientists at the Mount Sinai School of Medicine in New York perform a landmark lab experiment in which they study heart attacks in pregnant mice. The heart attacks were serious enough to damage 50% of the heart's main pumping chamber. In a human, this degree of damage would be enough to cause heart failure, if not swift death. In the surviving mice, as the weeks passed after the heart attack, the research discovered that stem cells from the fetus had migrated from the womb into the mother's bloodstream. From there, remarkably, the fetal stem cells honed in on the damaged area of their mother's heart and began regenerating and repairing it. By a month after the heart attack, 50% of the migrating fetal stem cells in the mother's heart had become her adult heart cells, capable of spontaneous beating. This study was one of the first to show that stem cells from the fetus can help defend the health of the mother.
At the time of birth, most cells in the developing human have transformed into their final organs form, leaving only a tiny fraction of stem cells remaining. After childbirth, some stem cells are left stranded in the umbilical cord and in the placenta. The ones in the umbilical cord can be collected as cord blood which can be sent to a stem cell bank, where the cells are frozen and reserved for future medic medical use. These may be someday useful for your child or even to you and your family members to help regenerate or heal damaged organs in the future. It's a one-time deal. I definitely recommend collecting and banking cord blood.
Despite their low numbers, stem cells continue to play a critical role in adult life. They quietly regenerate most of our organs behind the scenes as we age. The process happens at its own pace, different for each organ. Your small intestine regenerates every 2 to 4 days. Your lungs and stomach every 8 days. Your skin every 2 weeks. Your red blood cells every 4 months. Your fat cells every 8 years. Your skeleton every 10 years.
The pace of regeneration also changes with age. When you are 25 years old, about 1% of cells in your heart are renewed annually. But things slow down as you age. By the time you are 75, only 0.45% of heart cells are renewed each year.
Your immune
Your,
cells, yeah, all right,
yeah, never mind, I read.
okay.
Your immune your immune cells are regenerated every 7 days. So if your stem cells disappear, you likely die of an infection soon after. If you somehow survive infections, then you die of hemorrhage because blood elements called platelets responsible for clotting are replaced every 10 days. If you make it past then your skin will slough off in 6 weeks. Then your lungs will collapse. Then your lungs will collapse and you would su- and you will suffocate and you will suffocate. Our our stem cell defends our health and are one of our lifelines.
Yeah, yep, yeah, I have only read until here.
Okay.
Okay, so how about I try to make a summary of the part we read today. Okay, so at first it talked about um, the diseases which can occur if we don't have a healthy angiogenesis, which means our angiogenesis is not so-called balanced, yeah, which is either insufficient or excessive. And then, for example, those common diseases like Alzheimer's, uh, obesity, diabetes, chronic wound, and also some of our heart and brain problem and diseases. Yep. And then, yeah, I think it will cover the part which is how to how to deal with this with food, and then trying to boost our angiogenesis and make it function for us in a health way, in a healthy way. And then yeah, uh for the next part, which is about the stem cells. Yeah, for healthy angiogenesis level, and it actually helps to grow vessels, the blood vessels, and then they function as a health defense, and basically the angiogenesis blood vessels is used to feed the stem cells, and then the stem cells is a very important things in our body, and starting from when we were born, when we were still in our mom's stomach, and then the stem cells existed, and then in one sentence also it says that we are literally made from stem cells, and yeah, the stem cells is so powerful. It is something like it can helps to grow. Um, Initially, we are made from the sperms and egg, and then we stay in the mother's womb, and then after that we have the stem cells, and then we make from stem cells, and then the stem cells help us to grow our organs over times, and then also the stem cells also function as a defense system even when we were still in the mother's womb. And also one example mentioned in the reading part today, which is the experiment of the pregnant mice, which the stem cells in the fetus can actually help the mother with heart attack, and then yeah, so it seems like it's not only helping itself and also helping the mother when the when the fetus is in the mother's womb. Yeah, and then yeah, after that, after the stem cells grows the organs, and then the number of stem cells actually decrease, and what is more, the specialized organ cells will become more than the stem cells after we grow the organs, and then after we get born, uh, also after we grow up, we become adult. The number of stem cells is kind of little, but it's still working. Yeah, and then for many of our parts, body parts and body organs, they actually need the stem cells to kind of regenerate, and then do some maybe repairing jobs, and then but each of them, they actually regenerate in different time frame. Some is longer, some is shorter. So yeah, they found that this is important because for elderly, their regeneration rate is lower than those who are younger. So yeah, we can see that when we are younger, maybe our organs can be maintained uh, better in a better way compared to the elderly. And then which is one of the other additional thing, which is the uh, umbilical cord, yeah, which is in Chinese 脐带, and also the cord blood, 脐带血. Yeah, this is something I heard before, but I didn't know the use of the umbilical cord, and then also the cord blood. And yeah, I also heard some advertisements say that to preserve, to keep the umbilical cord, or the cord blood, uh, to keep them in something like a bank, and then yeah, they have these kind of services. And yeah, today we came across this and then found that yeah, it's actually about the stem cells, and then we can keep our stem cells in the stem cells bank, and then the stem cells which can be used in the future if we need some uh, I, I'm also not sure. Something like to treat some disease or to help our organs, maybe in repairing, if we got some surgery or diseases, maybe in the future. So the authors actually recommend us to do this to keep the umbilical cord if the mothers give birth. Yeah. So these are my summary today.
Okay. About the angiogenesis, uh, one of the thing is in the scientific field and the medical field, the doctor actually have used it to treat diseases. Yeah, and but it's just a treatment, and it's not prevention. So
Mm.
and it's um, but it is still in a very early stage, early experimental stages, and it will cost more than a billion. Yeah, but maybe it could be higher. And and also after the long process, maybe take years or maybe multiple years, and the drug can be created, can be tested, and can be used by human safely. Yeah, after multiple years of testing and trials. So, but after that, still not everyone are able to access the drug, the treatment. Yeah. First reason is because it's expensive, and second reason is because of the limited quantity. Yeah. So so this brings to the whole point of this book, which is we want to try to use the food to beat the disease, and then we try to prevent the disease before it happens. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
And this is the angiogenesis part, and about the stem cell part, and yeah, and actually I think it's 1 year earlier I actually have watched a drama, and this is also related to the stem cell. The mother give birth another child to save the elder sister. Yeah.
Oh.
So because um the mother the family need a stem cell uh, from the birth child, new birth child,
Mm.
and then so they can get uh, uh, the umbilical cord blood, the cord blood
Yeah.
to save the elderly, to save the elder sister. And the elder sister is, if I'm not wrong, the elder sisters got the uh, leukemia. Yeah, leukemia,
Oh.
白血病. Yeah.
Mm.
So, and but I'm not sure. Yeah, this is just drama.
Mm.
And I also watched another video which is filmed by one of the Malaysian YouTuber. He's
Mm.
quite famous for the Wei Hong. Yeah.
Okay.
And in one of his video, uh, because because his family, his wife just gave birth a new child uh last year. Yeah, it's last year. Not last year. Is like a few months ago. Actually, uh, his wife his wife had pregnant since last year. So um, he actually he actually tried to get a service and try to save the the cord blood, yeah, to the stem cell bank.
Yeah.
So okay, the date of the video is third third of October 2020,
Mm.
and by take taking the video filming duration into consideration, maybe is like 1 month ago. Yeah, so maybe the price is the price is for the November 2020. Yeah, and the price is about 20K. Yeah, the price is about 20K, and 20K ringgit. And I'm not sure whether there is like the
annual
like
charge.
Something like annual charge, or maybe after you want to maybe you need to use the stem cell after a few years, and then you need to give a fee. You need to give another fee in order to use the stem cell. So yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe there is some like the hidden cost. Because we don't know.
Yeah.
So, but let's assume. So the price is is transparent. So this is like 20K, 20K Malaysian ringgit.
Yeah.
So this is for some reference.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's my summary.
Yeah, and then one thing I'm quite curious. For the stem cells, it can. I think it can help, of course, for the child that was born, right? And how about the mother and the father of the child? Can they also be the user, the potential user for the cord blood?
I think the blood type need to be same. This is a premises.
Oh, so I think yeah, maybe that couldn't be suitable for either the parents, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And about the stem cell, it actually is regeneration function, have a regenerating function. So the stem cell is something like it is the mother of all the cell, of all the specialized cell, all the specialized organ, and all the specialized cells, including like your skin, your heart, your kidney, and your brain, your leg, your limb. So everything. So it is the mother of the cell, and so the stem cell is kind of like convert itself, or maybe like help to help to form a specialized cell. And after his work done, and it will disappear, it will lose. So you also can see when we age, the stem cell become less and lesser.
Yeah. 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 Also, I think it's a few years ago, quite many years ago, I went to a seminar which is talking about. Also, I found that it is the stem cells, and that seminar is in Chinese, and the doctors use the word 干细胞 in Chinese, and in that seminar, and I remember that I was still quite young, in at that time, and then the doctor says he was actually working in Russia, and in the research team for these stem cells, and then it also he also mentioned the potential maybe treatment by using stem cells is very, very powerful, and can help people like the how to say, the vegetarian, it's not a vegetarian, 植物人, yeah, yeah, can also help them to something like to help them to help their brain cells, and then help them to recover, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so these are my sharing today.
Yeah, and one another thing. One last thing is, before I read these sessions, I actually don't believe the stem cell is so powerful. I just think, this is uh like the promoting and also the marketing of the commercial company. So they kind of like treat you. So you spend the money. Yeah, you spend the money they can earn from you.
Mm.
Yeah, but it seems like not be the case. Yeah, but of course, still many company, especially for MLM company, they will say that, yeah, my product is content, or maybe can activate your stem cells and help you become younger, or help you
Mm.
become healthier, something
Yeah.
like that. But I still have doubt about that. Okay, this is
Mm.
the first thing. And but now I have changed. But now I have changed my mind about mm, the umbilical uh, cord
Word.
blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've changed my mind about that. Yeah, but if if you let me choose, for me, will I like uh get the service to save the cord blood into the stem cell bank? Maybe yes, maybe no. Mm,
Mm.
probably not.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. The cost is quite high.
Mm, yeah. Okay. So, anything else?
No.
Okay. So that's all for our today conversations. How do you feel? Did you enjoy the conversations? Please tell us what you think of our conversation. And we are not native speakers. If you found any vocabulary mistake that we made, please also comment to let us know, because we want to learn more and improve ourselves. Remember to like, subscribe to us. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.